Janome.
There we are. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? Oh, Linda's here. Yay. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I see everybody again. Wow. It's been a while. So hello, everybody. Oh, and Terry is here. Hello. Yes. It is great to see you all. It has been fabulous. Again, about 4 months that I've... Oh, and Vanessa's here. Thank you. Yes, thank you, everybody. It is so good to see... Oh, yes, thank you. I'm looking good. Well, thank you. I've been actually trying to grow out my beard. So thank you so much for that. It is wonderful to see you all. Yes. I have certainly missed you all, and I am very, very happy to be back. So thank you, everyone, for all of your well wishes. And, you know, some of you messaged me personally, which was very sweet, hoping everything is good and fine. And yes, I am back. So I'm very excited. My name is Michael Smith, the National Education Manager of Janome Canada. And yes, I am very thrilled to say I am back live here at the Janome Sewing and Learning Center for another Janome Canada now. We switched to Janome Canada instead of Janome HQ, so I got to get rid of that HQ in my head. But yes, a Janome Canada Instagram Live here from our Janome HQ, our Janome headquarters. So yes, I am thrilled to be back with you all. And yes, I am talking about today, boom, yes, look at that beautiful sign, talking about AcuFeed. Now, also, you know, it's been a while. Look. 75 million machines. So here today is my first day back. This week is my first time back at the office, and I'm wondering what's been happening, what's been going on since I've been away. Well, yes, 75 million machines. Thank you for your support. These beautiful blue bobbins available from your Janome Canada dealer. So definitely you want to pick up with those. There's been actually lots of new goodies coming out since I've been away. Ooh, like this fabulous Continental M8. This was just coming out. And so it's only been a couple of months that it's been out, but yes, gorgeous. And you'll definitely be seeing more of this through various lives. But yes, I've been monitoring the social media comments through the various Janome groups, and there's always questions about AcuFeed. And, you know, recently our Janome Canada educator Monique had a blog on Janome Life blog. You can go there and search, use the search box and type in AcuFeed, for example, and all the related posts will come up. So recently Monique had a post about our fabulous SD ditch quilting foot. Now, there is a ditch quilting foot for the regular sewing machines. There is a ditch quilting foot for the AcuFeed Flex Foot, which is this. And then there's even a ditch quilting foot, for the original AcuFeed foot. So there's a ditch quilting foot for many, many machines. And again, double check with your Janome dealer. But AcuFeed, what is it? And you know, how do we do this and everything? So AcuFeed is Janome's feeding system that helps you feed your fabric, particularly knits or vinyl, fabrics that are a little maybe bulkier, sticky. They're great for when we're quilting, we're going through thicker layers, we're doing, you know, thicker seams in tote bags, for example, or again, quilting. So it's a feeding system, integrated feeding system, you know, that we've got the feed dogs, the lower portion of the machine, and AcuFeed is feed dogs basically for the upper portion of the machine. So let's go a little history lesson here. So this is Janome's even feed or dual feed foot that is available pretty much for every machine. You'll see it's a convertible one. You need to, again, double check with your Janome dealer. For example, this is the convertible even feed foot set for 9 millimeters. There's an even feed foot set for 7 millimeters. And for the 5 millimeter machines, there is a even feed, convertible even feed foot set. This is for low shank machines. So again, our 9mm machines are all high shank. Then there's a low shank version of it. So again, nobody has to feel left out that there is a foot to help you. In this even feed foot, you'll see this is the convertible free motion foot. So it's really cool that you can squeeze it and then you can clip on. This is the closed toe regular foot. But then you squeeze it here, and then you can put on the included open toe foot. So you've got better visibility. And this little bar goes over this needle clamp screw in your machine. So that way that activates the upper feed teeth. So this even feed foot or dual feed foot, some people call it a walking foot, is again available pretty much for every machine out there. You just need to tell your dealer, again, high shank or low shank, and if it's at 7mm, 9mm, 5mm. So this is something most of us are familiar with. If you've been sewing for a while, you're familiar with this. So we've got the lower feed dogs in the machine, and then with that even feed foot, we have the upper set of feed dogs. Well, Janome, and that's worked great. It's been around forever, but, Janome's always trying to do more and do things a little differently. So with machines like the 6600 and the 7700, so we're going back, 10, 15 years maybe, they had this integrated. Now, again, we don't have those machines anymore. Those have been discontinued. But it had this integrated. It's up here, this little set of, if my fingers were those little teeth, they were up here in the machine, and then you could bring them down, swing them down to integrate with, there is the AcuFeed foot. So here is the AcuFeed foot, and Monique showed this in her blog. So it clipped onto the regular foot holder, and then again there's a space here where those upper feed teeth right here, they would swing in and engage in that AcuFeed. So that was for the 6600 and the 7700. So this is the original AcuFeed, is that integrated feeding system. And it was attached to the machine. Those upper feed dogs basically were attached to the machine. And we could get, there's a ditch quilting foot, again, for that original AcuFeed model. Now, again, those are only 6600, 7700. Those two machines had that built-in AcuFeed. But then again, Janome is always like, we want to do more. We want to refine it a little bit. Some people didn't like having that mechanism attached to the machine. It was kind of in the way at the back. So Janome, in their infinite wisdom, created AcuFeed Flex. So there is our upper set of feed teeth. This little hook, which I'll show you, clips into the back of the machine. So it integrates to the machine. And then with AcuFeed Flex, this is the closed toe. And then we can snap off, boom, and put on, we've got several, an open toe, which comes with some machines, or again, 9mm AcuFeed. We have it in a blister pack, again, available from your Janome dealer. So there's the open toe version, and again, it comes with some machines, but if not, if you have a 9mm machine with AcuFeed, there is the part number, then you can order this from your Janome dealer if it did not come with your machine. So there are several different feet, because this is a foot holder. This is the twin or the dual foot holder. So we can, and it comes default with that zigzag AD foot, and then we take that off, and then we can snap in. This is the 1/4 inch foot, and we just snap it on there with that wonderful guide. So if we're going to attach our binding, for example, on our quilts, if we're going to do any sort of like top stitching and we want an even guide, we have that bar there. So you can set that up against. So that is and you can see there's the OD. So again, that's available. Or then we've got, again, a ditch quilting foot, the SD foot, that comes with certain machines. or again, is available in a blister pack, and it just clips on like that. So simple, so easy. That's wonderful. Oh, thank you. It's so wonderful to see you all. Oh, it's lovely. Thank you. Oh, this is so great to see the comments. I so appreciate it. Thank you. So then here, the ditch quilting foot, and again, it just snaps on and off. So simple. So these are available in a separate blister pack for your dual or twin AcuFeed Flex Foot. So I'm just going to clip on the original foot here. And then there's more. So Janome then has also come out with a variety of different AcuFeed Flex feet. So we have in some machines like the 15,000 and 9,400, I believe. And then, again, you'd have to double check with your manuals, that if you got this is the single AcuFeed Flex foot holder with the standard VD foot. So this is more narrow. So it's the single or the narrow foot holder. So great if you're going to get into tight seams, tote bags. Again, you want beautiful top stitching and use this. It's kind of like a generous 1/4 of an inch guide. Well, then you can also get the ED foot, the zipper foot, which attaches to this single or this twin AcuFeed Flex foot holder. So then you can take off the standard VD foot and clip on your ED foot, your zipper foot. So isn't that great? So I did, again, on a blog, Janome Life blog, I wrote, about a knit hoodie, a gray knit hoodie with red accents, and I installed a zipper with using this AcuFeed Flex foot holder, and no puckers, no ripples in that zipper. It worked out beautifully. So this is, again, the single or the twin AcuFeed Flex foot holder. Comes with some machines, or then, again, you can get it from your Janome dealer. And then the ED zipper foot part of it comes separately as well, again, depending on your machine. So then, if that weren't enough, and there it is in a blister pack there, and again, 9mm AcuFeed, very important to give your dealer all the necessary information. Now, then we've got this fabulous, HP foot, an HP needle plate, as it says here, and the HP stands for high performance, and there is a needle oriented to the left of your needle plate. Some people confuse it with the straight stitch needle plate, which has a single hole in the middle, but the HP needle plate has a hole in the left. That's for when we clip it into our machine, it swings the needle to the left and lines up in this groove of this beautiful HP foot. Stands for, again, high performance, nice, skinny, perfect little 1/4 of an inch foot, modeled after the high-speed straight stitch industrial feet. So, again, beautiful foot. So that's HP, and then we, of course, got HP2. This is another AcuFeed Flex foot holder. It says HP2. Some people mix it up with that single or twin, or the single or narrow AcuFeed Flex foot holder, but this one is actually more narrow. This is your perfect 1/4 of an inch. So this foot is available again in a separate blister pack. For certain machines, they have to be, again, 9mm and AcuFeed compatible. So, for example, the 6650, well, it's a 9mm machine, but it doesn't have AcuFeed included in it. So then you can't use this foot holder. However, it is HP compatible, so you can use this foot and the HP needle plate. So again, you have to give your Janome dealer all of your information to get the correct one. So there's many different AcuFeed Flex feet. They all have a purpose. So to install it, though, you take off your regular foot holder, and then there's been a couple of questions about installing it, and this little clip comes unclipped. So at the back of your machine, if it is AcuFeed Flex compatible, AcuFeed compatible, you will see this whole apparatus here. that is behind. There's your foot holder. There's the screw that attaches the foot holder. So this whole apparatus will be in your machine, and there is that little clip that's at the back of the machine. It's just kind of under where the presser foot lift is. So that little clip back here, I'll turn it to the side. Don't you love on this M8, it's got this fabulous thumb wheel like the CM17. I was so excited about that. And then, yes, I need to get a M8 for myself so I can do a Magical Machine Mystery Tour on it. So when we attach this foot holder, the secrets to... Oh, I will attach this a little bit better. I will. It's a little hard when I always put hand cream on before I do my lives. So I attach this foot holder around the screw, but then this clip, like here, my finger is holding my index finger. Since I'm right-handed, I keep my index finger behind that clip the entire time that I am installing this foot, and I have never had a problem with the foot holder unclipping. So really the secret is put your hand over that clip and keep it there the entire time. Oh, that's lovely. Lisa says she missed the Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Glad you're back at it. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Yes, I need to do an upcoming Magical Machine Mystery Tour on the number of machines that have come out since I've been away. So very, very exciting. So, yes, I will keep my finger there. And then we're going to screw in. Now, the regular screwdriver that comes included in your machine, perfectly fine. But, maybe if you've got any kind of dexterity issues, or you just need a little bit more oomph, a little bit more torque, then you can get one of these larger screwdrivers from your Janome dealer. So when you are going to install this foot holder, you're going to tighten up that screw. You can use the screwdriver or just tighten it with your thumb. But make sure, again, you got that foot holder square on the presser foot bar. So it's in there, but it's not super tight. But my finger has not moved on my right hand. My index finger is behind that clip. It has not moved. So now I'm going to drop my foot, and then even our instructions in your manual say to rotate your balance wheel always towards you, down as well. Now that puts a little bit, by dropping the needle, that puts a little bit more pressure on the foot. So that way, again, we can go in with the screwdriver, and now we're really going to give this a good turn. Now, especially because machines like 6700 and Continental M7 and now Continental M8, we've got Continental M7 and Continental M8. They're 1,200 stitches per minute, if I remember correctly. Then yes, we're going to give this a good extra turn. So then we know it's firm in there. It's not going to come loose. As we sew along at high speeds, we need to make sure that's nice and tight. So again, I like that larger screwdriver. Because of that, I can get a little more torque, a little more twisting power. So then I know that foot is not going to go anywhere. So now that is attached, now I can remove my index finger. Boom, it is done. So let's raise our needle and let's raise our foot, and now we can begin sewing. Now the cool thing is, not only in your instruction manuals will you find in instructions, step-by-step instructions, again, also go to Janome Life blog, but in your higher end machines here, like the fabulous Continental M8. Oh, let's maybe kill that ring light so you can see a little better. Oh, and of course I'm all over my cords. There we go. So yes, then we can go into our little information bubble here. So if ever we can't find our manual or don't want to take the time to look up in our manual, we can scroll through, and we have some onboard help here, like attaching the dual feed holder. So here we go, step by step to lock your machine, as I should have done. But I must admit, I don't always lock my machine for this step. But as a safety precaution, they do suggest lock your machine. So again, a lot of it is do as the instructions tell you. And then again, here they're saying about taking off your foot holder. And then, yes, putting in square. It has to be square. Sometimes I see the foot holders off a little bit, and that's where it's not going to clip in properly. And then there, that index finger is behind that clip the entire time. And again, suggesting drop the foot, turning the balance wheel so the needle stays down, and again, a little bit more pressure on the foot holder. So then everything stays attached, and then you go in and unlock your machine. So that is in the little question mark information that's available on, again, your higher end machines, but you always have the resource available in your manual as well. Now, for certain machines here, like the fabulous Continental M8, oh yes, we have our QR code, which we have a new app for Continental M8, which is the AcuSpark 2. So Continental M7, we had AcuSpark, but now Continental M8, AcuSpark 2, a free app from Janome. Go to the App Store. Here we go. Available for iPhones and Android. So no matter what device you have, you can have it there. So then here we can scroll through and find about, all about our presser feet, our machine settings. There's info. And we can scroll down to basics. Oops. And then, let's first do a QR code. So yes, we can go there, scan, boom. Did you see how fast that was? That it scanned the QR code, every stitch built into this machine. We can scan it, and it will give us all this information about everything that we do. We've got our stitch chart info of everything is built in. So this is the fun thing of this machine. Overview of everything. How do I do a rolled hem, for example? How do I do a blind hem, a zipper? All of that is included in the machine or in the app. Again, all about the various presser feet, little tips and tricks, when you would use it. All of that is in your app. So that is very exciting as well. And then, yes, more info. Because, yes, there's so much information. And because we have, again, that built-in QR code, we can scan everything. And we can learn all about the machine and how to adjust it. So what is the throat space? The same as the M7. Yes, the Continental M8 was built with that beautiful 13.5-inch throat space to the right of the machine. So it's absolutely fantastic. So much room and so many goodies it comes with. So here, as we scroll through with the information of attaching the presser feet, we scroll through, and then, yes, attaching the dual foot holder. So that is in the attaching the presser foot category. So yes, we can find more tips and tricks. So if you don't have your manual close to you, you can either go in your information question mark, or again with your AcuSpark 2 app and find the information there. So it works out really, really good. So when we are going to be sewing with our AcuFeed, so here it's on the machine. Now, sometimes the mistake I see people make is, and again, we've got like some knit fabrics, they're great. Or if we're going to be doing like some hemming here, going over some thicker seams, or again, we're going to attach our binding here, doing any kind of quilting through our layers, or again, if we're going to attach our binding, we might use that 1/4-inch foot, so we have a guide. So the main thing is we're sewing along, as I see sometimes, and people wonder, wait a minute, it's not really feeding the way it should. These teeth are not moving. So the thing about AcuFeed Flex, specifically these foot holders, are AcuFeed Flex, because again, we can change the feet. But the AcuFeed feeding system, the secret behind it is when we attach this foot holder, and that's all that we do, that it just becomes a regular foot holder. Nothing really happens. These upper feed teeth do not activate. We need to, boom, go to our machine, and here on the Continental M8 we've got this beautiful LCD screen. Then here, this little 3 triangles with the 2 lines under it, that's the AcuFeed symbol. So no matter what machine you have, if it has AcuFeed, it's that same symbol of the 3 triangles with the 2 lines. So now I click it and it's turned yellow, which means it's selected, it's active. So make sure proper presser foot is attached. Yes, we X out of that. And then, oh, look, my screen has changed. All these other zigzag stitches have grayed out. I only have straight stitches. You'll see on the LCD screen, it's saying the AD foot with the AcuFeed Flex Foot. Again, that's the standard foot. That AD foot is standard on the dual or twin AcuFeed Flex foot holder. So now if I go into the quilting decorative stitches, you'll see that's all grayed out. Quilting, I can only do straight stitches. Now this, the theory behind these even feed feet and dual feed AcuFeed Flex feet is they want to go forward. These feed teeth, upper set of feed teeth, again, are designed to work with the feed dogs built into the machine to feed the layers forward. It really doesn't want to go side to side. It really doesn't want to go backward. So it really should be forward, a very open stitch. So, oh, Lisa says, I did not know that. I don't use the foot, but now I will on my S9. Oh, perfect, because yes, Skyline S9 is AcuFeed compatible. Skyline S7, Skyline S6 was the first in the Skyline series to have AcuFeed. So yes, it's all the same symbol regardless of machine. So there, I just clicked it again, deactivated, it's gone back to blue, it's not active. But then when I want to engage those upper feed teeth, yes, we need to remember to select that icon. So now when I go to stitch, you will see those upper feed teeth moving this quilt sandwich. And again, this could be leather, this could be vinyl, that could be that sticky rain slicker fabric, whatever. Or again, a knit fabric that you don't want it to stretch. So this is great to use that upper feeding mechanism built into the machine. So this is AcuFeed working with the AcuFeed Flex foot holders. So that is fantastic. Now, the cool thing about Continental M7 and Continental M8 and the CM17, that's all built on that beautiful Continental platform, we now can do more. Again, Janome is always listening to the feedback. So many people said, oh, well, I love AcuFeed, but instead of stitching down my binding with a straight stitch, I want to use like a serpentine stitch, something a little open, curvy kind of thing, which is grayed out here in our quilting category, stitch number 8. It's grayed out. We can't select it because with the regular AcuFeed engaged, it only wants to do straight stitching. But the advantage of Continental M7, the CM17, and now Continental M8 is we have a separate AcuFeed motor in this machine. So now we can go into this little menu, the functions menu, is the little circle with the 3 lines. So the functions menu, click this, and we see manual dual settings. Currently, it's off. But if I turn that on, the dual feed sewing was canceled. Okay. Now we have adjust dual feed balance here directly on our LCD screen. In all of our other machines, like Skyline S9, Skyline S7, the 15,000, 9450, and such, we have a dial on the side of the machine that we can increase the rate of that upper feeding or we can decrease the rate of that upper feeding. Again, on those other machines, there's a dial on the side. But here with Continental M7, Continental M8, and CM17, we can now adjust the rate of feeding power on the upper set of feed dogs here directly on the screen. Can we use a reverse locking stitch with the AcuFeed feet? Instead of a reverse, which will actually, sew backward, I'd rather use the lock button, which when we engage, whoops, I need to exit that. When we engage the lock stitch, you're stitching along and then you click that, it will sew in place and just sew a couple of stitches to lock off. So I would rather use that lock stitch with the AcuFeed feet or the dual feed as opposed to using a reverse. And if your machine doesn't have a lock stitch, then I would simply reduce your stitch length to really, really small, like to a 0. So then you're not actually really stitching far, and you could even go one step further and drop your feed dogs. So then you're not, or just kind of hold your fabric so it's not feeding. So it could lock in place, stitch in place to lock it and secure it. So now you'll notice I have again activated that manual dual feed, and boom, there is our serpentine stitch. And there are pretty much all of our, oh, I don't want lettering, that we can scroll through and find, oh yes, look at all of these stitches. Pretty much every stitch in the machine except sewing on a button, which is just a stitch back and forth. We can't do that with the AcuFeed Engage, but we can do pretty much every other stitch in the machine because of that separate AcuFeed motor. So it's really amazing. Look at all those stitches. There's 450 stitches in the M8, so isn't that incredible? So again, if I wanted to use that serpentine stitch, that little zigzag, it's like a curved zigzag. Now you'll see the icon on the screen says the F foot, the decorative sewing foot, satin stitch foot. But because we've activated that manual dual feed, this AcuFeed Flex Foot Holder, see those feed teeth are still moving in with that serpentine stitch. So it's really amazing. Again, why do these higher end machines cost more? Well, Continental M7, Continental M8, CM17, they all have that separate AcuFeed motor in it, so we can do these more like advanced functions. So isn't that cool? So there's so much we can do. Again, our beautiful serpentine stitch, and then of course, oh, it's a little harder to see on the back. Boom, but of course it feeds perfectly, so there, beautiful. So again, that is the power of AcuFeed. Now, I wanted to, very quickly, because as usual, my time is going by very fast. I'll go back to straight stitch. I just wanted to point out, sometimes people say, oh, when I'm going over thicker seams, or when I'm going over here, like I'm hemming jeans, for example, and I'm going over this big bump, sometimes that's when it unclips at the back. And again, it double check that your finger's back there, double check that you drop the foot and turn it really tight. That's screw. But when I'm doing jeans, for example, if I'm, hemming jeans, I lengthen my stitch. I like doing 3.0 instead of 2.4. So I go into the LCD screen to lengthen it to 3.0 by plus, or we could do minus. Or then, of course, we also have our cool little dials here that will adjust the stitch width and length. So when I'm going to be doing hemming, and I'm going to get up to this big seam, or again, we're in tote bags and we're sewing seams together and it gets really thick. You see how the foot starts raising, it starts curving because it's going up that hill. Now, sometimes, even though this foot is very powerful and the feeding power of AcuFeed is powerful, sometimes they need a little bit of help. Well, here is your button shank plate that is available in lots of machines, if not available in a separate blister pack. And we just raise the foot, and again, there's a blog in Janome Life with a video that I did to show how to use this button shank plate, that I put it behind the foot. So that helps level out the foot. So this way, it's not going to come unclipped, we're still going to get beautiful feeding power. The button shank plate's just going to kind of fall out on its own, or we could stop and remove it. Go over that mountain. When we're coming down the mountain, this is where, again, there are grooves. The button shank plate has a thicker side and a thinner side. So we can move it to the front. So this way we're helping the foot come down the mountain. And because of that groove, that hole in the button shank plate, we can stitch as far as we need to. Stop. Now I can probably remove it safely. And then now we're down the mountain, so no problem at all. So sometimes even this powerful AcuFeed Flex Foot Holder with the AcuFeed needs a little help, a little bit extra oomph to go up that hill. I always think no matter what car you have, even super fast, heavy duty ones, you know, you're going up a steep hill, you need to put your foot on the gas a little more to get up that hill. So this will help you. This button shank plate will help you. And there, again, beautiful. No problem at all, stitched beautifully. So yes, your button shank plate comes included with your machine, or again, available from your Janome dealer. So you can pick that up the same time you're picking up your fabulous 75 million machines. Can you believe it? How many Janome machines do you have? I won't even tell you how many I have. But yes, I've been a Janome user myself for 32 years. And love it. So thank you, everyone. Of course, I went over my time because I'm so excited to see you all. Oh, hello, Wanda. It's great to see you. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining me. And I certainly hope to see you next time on Janome Canada Instagram Live. Thank you, everyone, for joining me, and have a fabulous day. Thank you. Bye.